Hey everybody, I wanted to make this video because I have PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder is an anxiety disorder and debilitating mental health disorder that occurs after someone witnesses or goes through an extremely traumatic event. I developed PTSD after a traumatic breakup with an ex, and then in 2013 after finding out that I was a victim of revenge porn. After discovering videos online of myself unconscious and my ex sexually assaulting me. He then uploaded those videos, a total of 7, online, and I found out years later. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but have been anxious about it because it's very difficult for me to discuss and to talk about in detail. PTSD affects 8% of the US population at any given time, and chronic PTSD is when you have those symptoms for longer than 3 months. I am making this video because I want to be able to help some of you who could be suffering from it, and also educate others who may not understand what it is, and also because I have been really struggling lately and wanted to be honest with y'all about what I've been going through and the impact that it has on my life. It has been an extreme struggle, and one that I struggle with every single day, including today, which is why I am making this video. PTSD has devastating impacts on the sufferer's life. I've battled substance abuse. I was an alcoholic and almost lost my life. It hinders so many aspects of my life, and I want to share that with y'all. When I found out about the videos, I fell into a spiraling deep depression and was just under a really dark cloud, and it wasn't until I got specific post-traumatic stress disorder trauma therapy, rapid resolution therapy in 2014 that I started to experience some relief. Some of the daily struggles that I go through are that I have a lot of trouble sleeping. I've suffered from insomnia for years now, and so I never quite feel rested. I also have night terrors that I've been suffering from since 2009, but also really markedly since 2013. These night terrors involve me dreaming that I am experiencing the trauma again, or that I'm being raped by someone, or that someone is trying to take my life. My body is unable to wake up, but my brain is awake, and so what happens is I am in this nightmare and conscious, but my body is asleep and I'm unable to wake myself. Sometimes I'll have up to 5 night terrors in a night, and maybe 5 nights in a week where I experience these night terrors. Some of the ways that PTSD can affect your relationships with people is that you feel numb or withdrawn in those relationships, and you feel closed off. You sort of shut down and you stop reaching out to people. You're very afraid that you can't trust people, and you're on high alert all of the time. Part of the reason you're on high alert is just a heightened state of arousal from experiencing whatever the traumatic event was, and your adrenaline is constantly spiked, and those levels can deplete over time, causing chronic fatigue and insomnia and depression and anxiety, and those are all things that I experience on a daily basis. The longer you have PTSD, the harder it is with treatment, but that doesn't mean that there's no hope. Even though some days I just feel like maybe I'm never gonna get better, I know that's not true. I know that's just one of the symptoms. In my case, I'm re-traumatized often and constantly because some of these images and links to these videos are still online to this day. So it's important for family and friends to try to understand this disorder and be understanding that this person is not actively trying to sabotage relationships or sabotage their career or their own self-worth. It's just one of the symptoms and the things that happens. Bria and I's relationship has really had a lot of ups and downs since 2013 because this is not easy to go through. She has had to take on much of the workload oftentimes because I'll try to answer an email and the videos will flash in my mind 100 times, and I can't get through an email in 30 minutes, which is ridiculous, I'm sure, to some people who are not suffering from this, but for those of you who are, you probably completely understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes it just feels like you're walking in circles because you so quickly forget. It affects your memory. You develop a lot of social anxiety and maybe don't want to go out or don't want to hang out with friends or don't even want to go outside. And that is something I've been going through for the past couple of months, I would say, the past 2 months. I've shut down from a lot of the people in my life and detached myself without even realizing it was happening. I have recently started reading a book called The Success Principles, which has been really helpful for me. Also, trying to get outside, getting that vitamin D, being in the sun will help make you feel better. Spending time with a loved one will make you feel better and lift some of those symptoms up. Exercising is so important. Getting your body moving, calming that nervous system down, getting the adrenaline out of your body, eating a healthy diet, getting a good breakfast, and not being hungry to help battle the fatigue. And alcohol make the symptoms of PTSD much worse and aggravate them a lot. So it's important to avoid that if you can, or avoid abusing that. Triggers for PTSD sufferers include anniversary dates of the trauma, or certain people, certain smells, certain places, certain images. And if you are a loved one of someone suffering from PTSD, it's important to know those triggers to try to help your loved one avoid those. But also, if you're the one suffering from it, it's important that you take the initiative to try to remove those triggers from your life. Therapy and professional help for PTSD can help you do a number of things besides reclaiming your life. It can help you process the trauma. It can help you work through the feelings of guilt and mistrust. There are several different types of professional help and therapy that you can seek, including cognitive behavioral therapy, rapid resolution therapy, which is a trauma-specific type of therapy, which is what I found most successful for me, and EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And that incorporates cognitive behavioral therapy with like eye movement and left to right and taps and sounds, and it works to unfreeze your brain's physical state and information processing system. Medication is also sometimes prescribed in addition to therapy that should be worked out through a professional. By pursuing this legal case in the UK with my lawyers, that is one way that I've tried to take the reins back from my PTSD and take control of my life, which I urge those of you who are suffering from it to do that for yourselves, however that may be. I know I've gone through extreme highs and lows and definite struggles in my experience and time over the past few years from suffering from this, but I am still committed to making a recovery and getting better day by day and trying to do everything I can to be back to the person that I felt like I was before I had this, and being outgoing again. I hope you found this video informative, and I know I found it therapeutic to make. If you have questions, please put them in the comments below and I will try to help answer, or at least put resources there. I'll include resources about PTSD. And for Bria, we're good, we love each other, and we're very committed to each other. We have just gone through a big struggle, and it's one that we're going to continue to go through for the unforeseeable future. And no matter how hopeless you feel or how down you may feel sometimes, just remember that that is not the end, and things can improve and you can have an amazing life. We'll see you soon. Kiss, big hug, big love again. Mwah.